Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we dive deep into the bracket as it stands and give our predictions moving forward. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Ewan McGregor stars as Count Alexander Rostov in A Gentleman in Moscow, the new limited series based on the best-selling novel. Stream it on March 29th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Visit ParamountPlus.com to try it free.
I caught several rats myself, personally, and then I asked them, I started complaining, and now I need you to come get them out of the apartment for me. I would catch 2 at a time, literally.
This is the plaintiff, Antoine Grice. He says he lived in the defendant's unlivable, run-down, rat-infested apartment for 4 years. Has since moved out and is having one heck of a time getting his security back. He made multiple complaints with the state about his living conditions. The defendant promised to rectify the situation, but never did. And now here they are. He's suing for $868, the amount of his security deposit. This is the defendant, Nicholas Renzi. He says the plaintiff was a real pain in the you-know-where kind of tenant, and he told him he had to get out because he was tired of dealing with his crazy antics. The man overstayed. He's owed back rent, and that's why he withheld the security. He's accused of bad landlording.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Antoine Grice?
Yes.
You are suing Renzi Property Management, represented here by Nicholas Renzi?
Yes.
For $868, representing your security deposit that they are refusing to return to you, you say wrongfully, correct?
Yes.
Okay, how long did you live there?
For 4 years, from September 2010 to November 2014.
Okay, for those 4 years, my understanding is Section 8 was helping you to pay the rent?
Yes.
The entire 4 years?
Yes.
Had they been helping you before that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you, and Section 8 is a federal program that
Yes.
pays a portion of your rent if you exhibit
Exactly.
need. And
Yes.
what is the portion they were paying? What is the portion you were
The portion
paying?
they were paying was $549.
And you were paying what?
$331.
Okay, so why did you end up leaving the place?
Well,
You don't need a reason.
I kept reporting to the state that I had problems throughout my 4 years.
Okay, what were your problems?
Besides rat infested, I caught several rats myself, personally, and then I asked them, I started complaining, and now I need you to come get them out of the apartment for me. I would catch 2 at a time, literally. And
Is this an apartment with how many apartments in it? Apartment building with?
I would say maybe 18.
All right, and were the other people experiencing rats also?
Well, when I first moved into the apartment, I noticed that people had cats. I didn't pay any attention,
Well,
everybody have
sometimes
cats.
people have cats because they have cats, but okay.
I didn't, the parts that I can see were
So
on
is
the
that a
lower
yes?
levels.
It's a yes. Other people were
Yes.
experiencing the rat. All right, was there a rat problem there?
There was not a mouse problem there. He had a problem, but no one else. And once he moved out, the problem went away.
Okay, did anybody else ever complain to you about rats or mice?
Not that I can recall.
Well, I think you should be able to recall.
Yes,
That answer makes me nervous. Did
No,
he ever complain to you about it?
He did.
Okay. Did he ever complain to Section 8? Because all you got to do is make a phone call, and then they're on you, and then they don't pay you rent. So did he ever complain to Section 8?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So how many times did that happen during the course of the 4 years?
Once.
And how long did Section 8 withhold the rent?
They did not withhold any rent.
Okay,
no.
so they report the problem to you, and you show them what? I exterminated?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so how many times did you report the problem to Section 8 that you say you had for 4 solid years? Would once be around right?
Oh, definitely not. I would say at least 4 times.
Do you have any proof of it?
Yeah, all my inspection reports came back failed, like the ones I submitted.
Okay, how many times did Section 8 come in, inspect, and he fail? For whatever reason, whether it's rats or something else. You said they're all failed inspections.
Right,
what are you looking
so
at?
I'm looking here. This is 6 right here. This is
6 violations all in one time?
No, different ones.
Okay, let me see what you're looking at.
Okay.
Hand it all up. Right, so why did you keep his security deposit?
Well, he failed to move out.
Here.
What do you mean?
Well, in May of 2014, I instructed him with a letter and Section 8, and I met him personally and asked him if he understood he had to move. I canceled the lease as of September 1st.
What do you mean you canceled the lease? You mean you didn't renew it?
I did not renew it, yes.
Okay, the lease was going to be up when?
September 1st, 2014.
And what happened?
We went there a week later, and he did not move. It's like September 7th we went there.
Okay,
and he was
had
still
they
there.
informed you that they weren't renewing your lease?
Yes.
In any event, in September, you do not get Section 8 $500 and something, correct?
That is correct.
Because you had notified them that he wasn't going to be living there anymore.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so, and he doesn't move until when?
November 29th.
Is that accurate?
Oh, the 30th.
Of what?
November 30th.
November 30th.
Yes,
So who paid the
2014.
rent September, October, November?
They paid the portion. They
Who's
paid their
they?
portion. The state. And I paid my portion.
Okay, do you have any
Yes.
proof that the state paid their portion in September, October, November?
2014, they paid the last payment.
2014, what month?
Yeah, it doesn't have the month on here. It just has the 25th of.
When was the last payment you received from the government?
July 2014.
What proof do you have that they paid, why July? August?
They didn't pay August.
Why not? So then it had nothing to do with you terminating. What was the reason that they weren't paying?
You know, there was a violation at that time.
Of
And
yours or of theirs?
Well, they gave me a letter
Saying what? That you, so they withheld rent?
No,
Okay.
he didn't comply with them.
I'm sorry, listen to my question. Why didn't they pay you rent? Because he didn't comply?
That's what it says here, tenant noncompliance.
You said July, but I see here that they pay, according to your records, they paid you, let's make sure these are your records, they paid you August 1st,
They paid me
which would
okay.
make sense with your lawsuit because you had never said July before. So August 1st, they paid you for August. It's September, October, November, they didn't pay you. What are you looking at there that says they paid September, October, November? Because I don't see it. And I also see a letter that says, why is it date and handwriting? That's how you
what I
got it.
received from them.
Notice to owner of termination of housing assistance payments for non-compliance by the tenant. You got ditched by Section 8.
No, I'm still on Section 8 today.
Yeah, was
No.
there like a ditch period of several months?
No.
You listen, you had to have a problem. Don't make me get
No,
I'm like the police. Don't make me chase you. Don't make me get up, go to the computers, find out if you had a non-compliance period. Just tell me the truth. What happened between like the period of time in August through November with Section 8?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin in front of the TMZ Hollywood Tour Bus. Question is, how many rats does it take if you're a tenant to say to the landlord, I am bailing, I am out of here, and I want my security back? What do you think?
It should take one, but sometimes if there's rats in a building, it's acceptable by the health department.
It's acceptable?
Yes, it is. There are cities, rats and roaches, unfortunately.
Okay, what do you say?
One, and I'm out.
One and you're out, but one and you get your money back? Is that the case?
Yes, you get your money back.
What if it's just a one-off rat?
Doesn't matter. It's considered an inhabitable situation. You can get really sick, and
I mean, what if it's a rat that just kind of lost its family in Glendale or something? Going inside the courtroom.
I went down to Section 8 And I asked them what was the reason. They said they sent out 2 notices to my place for me to
so you did have a problem with them. Why are you telling me no to my face?
I didn't have, because I didn't have a problem. I didn't know that
they had a problem with you. You didn't have a problem with them.
No,
Got it. So they didn't pay rent for how many months, saying that you were non-compliant?
No, it wasn't because of me.
How many months did they not pay your rent?
One time.
How many months?
The month I moved out. That was November.
Okay, they didn't pay October and they didn't pay September because they let you know that they're having a problem in the beginning of August. So they didn't pay October and September. And if you have proof otherwise, I need you to show it to me, and here's the reason why.
Okay.
Because part of why he says he's entitled to this money is that if they don't pay your rent, guess who's got to pay your rent? You got to pay your rent. So how are you going to get the $868 back if you owe the man $1,000 something in rent?
I don't owe him because he didn't fix one problem that for the inspections, that he didn't fix the unit. They called me on the phone, like I have proof that
I've looked at every inspection, okay? And there is no inspection that is, hold on, let me finish
This is the
before
last
I talk.
one right here.
I don't know if you
in my
have
hand.
it. Okay, can you now give me all the inspections so we don't play this game anymore? I need to have everything. All right, so the ones that you handed me do not have anything going on at the time that we're talking about. Like the closest one in time is in February. And these are not failures. These are, nobody was home for me for us to do the annual inspection. You don't have a single failure in any of these. You don't have a failed inspection report in any of these. And what's this? These are the 2 that you have in plastic. So I suppose these are going to be the interesting ones. You know, this is a different address. I don't understand. This is an inspection fail.
Yeah, no.
Is that your new apartment?
Yes, it's my new apartment.
Oh, well, that's what you handed me. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's
lovely.
housing.
This was an inspection of a different property. Okay.
No, that's from...
Well, I don't know what to tell you. There's a different address on it. But look, listen, who paid your rent September and October?
Well,
because at best, assuming you've shown me proof that he's in violation by showing me a different address. So that doesn't help. And that's the new place that you're at now. Okay? So I don't know what this is. My question to you is a very simple one. You need to prove to me that you don't owe the $500 and something that Section 8 appears not to have paid anymore after sending you a termination letter in July. You didn't receive rent.
No rent.
You received it from him.
Yes.
He paid his portion.
Yes, he did.
In September and October and November.
Yes, that's correct.
But they did not pay their portion. So in those 3 months, did you ever say to him, hey, listen, what's going on? You better get in good standing with them.
Every month I sent him a notice that they were not paying. I had no response from him at all.
All right, Mr. Grice, here's how it works. If you want to show me that you're entitled to the $868, okay, then you have to show me that you don't, because he says there's damages. I don't even have to get to the damages because I don't have to go through that. You have to be able to show me you don't owe the man $1,000 rent, which is what he's saying, or more than $1,000, because he says he hasn't gotten Section 8's portion of rent for 3 months prior to your departure. That alone takes up the $868. So you're not entitled to get the $868 back. You would have to prove to me that Section 8 actually paid the rent then and that you weren't in noncompliance. Because I see, and you finally admitted, that you were in noncompliance according to Section 8. I don't have a problem with them. No, that didn't happen. Okay, well, it did, but, they were wrong about it being a problem. I didn't ignore those 2 notices. I don't know. Whatever problem you have with them, if they don't pay it, you pay it. So my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
So the plaintiff was in noncompliance, and then you ignored the notices, and so they didn't pay him from the government for those few months, and he deserves his money. What's the problem?
Hey, I'm going to pay the man. I feel like, the judge ruled in favor.
Right.
It's all right with me.
Okay, so why did you ignore what happened? Why didn't you answer those notices?
Well, I gave to the judge letters that was sent to my mailbox from other tenants. My mailbox was open. They could have took the notice and sent them back because they were sent back from the
You're saying
mail.
You never got them?
Yeah, I never received them to update
So
my
how are things
information.
in the new place now?
Oh, I love it.
Good? All right,
Yeah.
good. All right, right down this way, okay? All right, step on in here, sir, and you feeling on this outcome?
I'm okay with the outcome. I feel sorry for Antoine. He's a good guy, and things didn't work out. but I'm happy to move forward.
All right. Yeah, you agreed away on the November, so you get September, October, right?
Yes, that's correct.
All good. Harvey?
Thank you.
By the way, Kurt, if you engage in Section 8 fraud, you can actually be criminally prosecuted. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now. Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we dive deep into the bracket as it stands and give our predictions moving forward. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
This is the plaintiff, Sobner Obor. He says he hired the defendant to rebuild his transmission. He paid him in full, drove the car 10 blocks after picking it up, and it died. The guy has had his car back in his shop for 2 months now. He's a terrible mechanic who doesn't know what he's doing, and he wants all his money back so he can get his car fixed properly. He's suing for $1,370, the amount he's due. This is the defendant, Vladimir Lamar. He says he told the plaintiff he had an electrical problem before he did any work on it, and the guy told him, "Don't worry about it, just rebuild the tranny." The car's now back at his shop, and it works just fine, and he has all but abandoned the thing for the last 2 months. Now he's suing? That's just silly. He's accused of having trouble with a tranny. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,265 for parts and labor plus storage.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant royally screwed up his transmission. He got 10 blocks and it conked out. But the defendant says he warned the guy there were electrical problems, but the plaintiff just didn't want to hear it. It's the case of bad tranny.
Thank you, Douglas. Mr. Auberg, you are suing Transmission Surgery and Auto Repair Shop, represented here by, are you the owner?
Yes.
Mr. Lamar, for $1,370, the amount that you paid for rebuilt transmission, which you want returned to you because according to you, it didn't work. You have a counterclaim against him for storage, for not picking up his car, and some parts and labor. Talk to me. You tell me what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. On September 16th, I was referred to the defendant by another mechanic in the community. September 16th, it was on a Wednesday. I brought the car to his shop. I met him.
What was wrong with the car?
Transmission. My transmission needed to be rebuilt.
All right, so you hired him to do what?
To rebuild the transmission.
Okay. And did he also conclude the transmission needed to be rebuilt?
Yes. He,
okay.
That made a diagnosis and told me he'll rebuild it.
So you agreed with him that he would rebuild your transmission for how much?
$1,200.
Okay.
And I gave him a $500 deposit. And it was on a Wednesday. He told me to come back on Saturday. So Saturday the 26th, I went back, and he told me the car is ready. I paid him. I went to pay him $700 because that's my balance. He told me that he did some additional service. There was some problem with a part called a torque converter, that he replaced it.
So that's where the additional $170 comes from? So you agreed to pay that?
I needed my car, Your Honor.
Okay.
I agreed to pay that.
So $1,000, and he had never told you about that in advance?
No. So I took the car. I'm driving the car home. I drove about 10 blocks. The car died.
What do you mean by died?
Just stopped. I was at a red light. The car just died, just went still.
Okay, so what'd you do?
I called him. He told me, wait, he's going to come meet me. Didn't hear from him for half hour, went by, 45 minutes, about an hour. I called him again. He said he's coming. I didn't see him. So I called my cousin, who's a witness here. He's a mechanic, and my cousin
came. Your cousin's a mechanic. Why were you having him do work if your cousin's a mechanic?
He doesn't do transmission work,
okay.
Your Honor. So my cousin said, just wait there. He'll come with his van, and we'll bring the car back to the shop.
Wait, so he towed your car with his van?
No. Yes. I pulled it. Pulled it. So it's not too far away.
Okay.
So we did that. We went back to the shop. He met my cousin at the time. I'm not an expert in mechanic. My cousin, asked him what's wrong. He refused to talk. He didn't want to.
What is it? Come on up, cousin. What does refuse to talk mean?
When I was trying to ask him what is wrong with the car exactly, because he was telling me it's the transmission computer. And
Who was telling you that?
The defendant.
Okay.
And I told him that transmission doesn't have a computer. The transmission does have a module, which command by the computer of the car. Then he said, "You don't have no experience. I don't want to talk to you."
Okay.
He walks away.
Okay.
Then that's when I told my cousin it's become serious right now, so you have to take him to court.
Okay. Well, did you get your car?
I didn't get my car.
You left your car there?
No, that day he said he's gonna. No, he said he's gonna fix the problem. He's gonna. Well, now that he's talking about the computer now, he said he's gonna go try to find it at a junkyard, and he'll get back to me probably like on Monday.
So you were gonna let him fix it?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I didn't hear from him, so that's when I filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau against him, and I kept calling him, and then I finally on October 26th I called him. He said, "Come pick up the car at 4:30."
Was it ready, or he refused to work on it once he found out that you filed a complaint?
Well, when I talked to him, he said, "Well, I realize you filed a claim against me. Well, your car is ready."
A claim or a complaint?
Well,
like a complaint, a lawsuit, or a complaint with the Better Business?
Well, he said a lawsuit because I had also.
Oh, you had also filed a lawsuit.
Yes.
All right. Well, he's not going to work in your car if you filed a lawsuit. So did you go pick up your car?
I didn't have money. I needed to get my money back.
But wait a minute. Just listen to me. Mm-hmm. You don't need money to get your car back, do you?
No, I don't.
Right. So why didn't you get your car back? I didn't ask why didn't you take it to another mechanic, for which the answer, I guess, in your case may be because I didn't have any money, which has its own set of problems.
Okay.
Because if that's the case, then where's your proof that he did something wrong?
Yes.
But right now, I'm asking you a very simple question. Why did you leave your car? Is the car still there now?
Yes.
How much is this car worth?
$1,000.
Okay.
Or less than that.
Why did you leave your car there?
I just didn't.
Okay. What's going on?
Okay, when he bought the car back, the car didn't start. So what happened exactly is not the transmission that caused the car didn't start. It's the coil pack. The coil pack. The coil pack. COIL.
Coil pack.
Yeah, that's what stopped the car from
Well, then
starting.
why didn't you know that before you released the car to him?
No, you can't tell. Electronic parts, when it's gonna fail, you don't know. It's like your TV. You come today, it works. Tomorrow, it doesn't work.
How much is to repair a coil part?
Coil pack, $65 for a coil pack.
Did you repair the coil part?
I replaced the coil pack.
Okay, and you replaced it with his authority or without his authority?
Well, without his authority.
Because once you find out he's suing you, you wanted to show that the transmission worked?
Even before he's suing me, I replaced the coil pack long time.
Oh, okay.
He was just, I took the car to even his cousin's shop. The cousin said, "Hey, you know what, Vlad, deal with this guy. I don't want to have nothing to do with him."
Which cousin, that guy?
Pierre, a guy named Pierre. The reason that I won't speak to him when he was talking to me, when somebody become arrogant, talking to you, like they want to fight with you, they want to fight you, you have to stay away. I said, "Hey, listen."
All right, let me ask you a question. When did you fix the coil part? How long after he brought it back?
About I would say 5 days.
Okay, and then did you call him and say, "Come pick up your car"?
Well, he spoke to me. I told him to come pick up the car.
And then what happened?
Then he never showed up. Then I said, "Okay, I'm waiting."
When did you find out that he had filed a lawsuit and a complaint with the Better Business Bureau?
It's about I would say 20 days ago.
Oh, so your testimony is that the car was actually already fixed?
Yeah, the car was fixed already.
Does the car turn on?
Yeah, it's.
Do you have video of the car turning on?
Yes, I do.
Actually, I think you submitted one of them to the court.
I sent one.
Is this your car?
Looks like it.
Can we see the plate, license plate?
Move back! Why are you driving it with the hood up? That seems a little unsafe.
It's just, that was one of my work. I told them to move the car up and down to show that the car is moving, the car is starting, you know?
Okay. So do you try reaching him and telling him, "Get your car, get your car, get your car"?
He spoke to me, but like 15 days ago. I told him to come, so he come, he ain't see me, he gone, he left. I said, okay,
But there's
all
other
you had
people
to
working
do,
there. All
this
he
is
has
what
to
I
do-
told him. All you had to do, I understand that you just spent some money, you think that's the transmission, is not the transmission. You're gonna have to give me $170. I told him to give me $170.
Another 170.
Yeah, after like 2 months, I think it's fair, $170
Okay,
for
and
the
then,
koi pack. And
then he said what?
He go and don't come back. Leave the car, this is your baby. He'd go and never come back.
I'm floored.
So are most mechanics on the up and up, going in the back?
Unfortunately not. I've had a lot of experiences where mechanics have screwed me over and my family, so I don't know why.
Wow. On the up and up, not in the up and up?
No, especially when a woman comes to a mechanic, they'll say that we need a whole overhaul and we may just need a spark plug.
Is that true that women are taking advantage of more than guys?
Yes, definitely.
You think?
I think so. I've had to have my dad take my car, and it's like less, money and a less lower problem. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
Did you see the video where your car's running?
First time I'm seeing this video.
Did you ever send it to him to show him, come pick up your car? Look,
I
it's
live
running.
down the block. Why not?
Well, no. Why don't you go pick up your car?
No.
That's what you're supposed to do. But did you ever
Listen,
send it to him to persuade him, come get the car, everything's fine?
Well, the thing is, I think at this time, I didn't have to persuade him to come and see the car, because if you have the car by the shop, you're not looking for a garage or a parking spot. If I hold your car for 10 days, I think you automatically have to come to me, hey, Savla, why you have my car all this long? This guy never do that. When I spoke to him, I told him to come.
Why do you think he didn't?
Why? I think maybe he didn't want the car no more. He doesn't have a parking spot. I believe that's what I think.
Kind of the only thing that makes sense to me. All right, so here's the deal. Now you have a counterclaim against you for storage. So he's suing for 42 days of storage.
Yes.
At $2,100.
Yes.
By the way, do you have paperwork that says that that you would charge storage?
It's first time.
Don't show me a picture of a sign if that's all you got. Do you have paperwork that he signed that says? Did you sign any paperwork?
No.
No.
And
Oh, well, there goes your storage claim. Too bad. All right, here's what's going to happen, gentlemen, okay? You're going to pay him the $165 in parts and labor that he's charging you to fix the car. You're going to pick up the car.
Okay.
Because there's no written agreement for storage, you're not going to get storage right now. I am giving you... How long is it going to take you to pick up the car? It's right in your neighborhood, right? Right in your community? Excellent. All right, you got it till tomorrow to pick up the car and get it off his property. All right, now, if after you take the car, you discover that there is something wrong with it that you can prove is his fault, then you file a separate lawsuit about this. But this lawsuit, it appears your car is fixed. So you don't have any evidence that he did something wrong to your car. He got it running again. It is a 2001 Honda Accord.
But it's still
okay?
$4,500.
That's lovely. So if you don't come to court again unless you have a mechanic who's not your cousin, who looks at the car and says, this transmission is shot. That's how a person goes to court to sue somebody, not the way you're doing it. Okay, you have no evidence because you didn't pick up the car. You're going to pay him the $165, and you're going to pick up your car.
I will.
Okay? All right, folks. Good luck.
Thank you.
So that's what you're going to do, right? You're going to pay him the $165, and you're going to go right over there and pick up your car?
Pick up my car, but I wish he wasn't such a serial liar. Because I would have picked up my car a long time ago.
Yeah, it seems like...
my car died on the middle of the road, and you never tell me to come pick it up, and now you're lying to the judge saying that you did this, you did that.
And he's showing a video with us even. We're not sure if this car is running, because I went there with my diagnostic tool to diagnose if the car's is problem.
The judge gave you very good legal advice on what to do if you need to come back into court.
That's why I wanted to come here, because he's a shrewd businessman.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right, step on in here. Are you shrewd?
Well, I think that's the right decision. You know, and this guy right here, I think he's looking for storage, but he's lucky, very lucky. I think I should have won the $2,200. But anyway,
all right, so
I think that's the right decision.
He's coming to pick up his car. He's going to get his car?
And yeah, he's going to get it. But if he If it lasts 3 days, he doesn't pick up the car, this car, he's not gonna get it back because I'm about to put a lien on it.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, you know, when anything requires expertise beyond what an ordinary person would know, and you're in court, you have to get an expert witness. If you don't get an expert witness, you will almost lose every time because theories just don't cut it. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Marie Ranieri. She says she purchased a new house, which was advertised to have a new roof. And once she moved in, she had a huge leak. Turns out the roof wasn't installed by a professional roofer. Her neighbors told her the defendant did some work on it. He obviously didn't know what he was doing, and here they are. She's suing for $5,000, the money she'll need to get a real new roof. This is the defendant, Michael Bonacci. He says he did a complete tear-off of the existing roof to the house he sold the defendant. He didn't mislead her in any way. It was a horrible winter the year prior, and he has no control if she suffered any damage to her roof from any storms or heavy snow. Bottom line, he gave no warranty on the roof he installed, owes her nothing, and thinks the judge is going to agree. He's accused of being a bad do-it-yourselfer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff bought a house and the roof leaked like crazy. But the defendant says he installed the roof himself and it was A-OK. Maybe the storm did it, he says. It's the case of, I got a bad roofie.
Thank you, Douglas. Marie Ranieri, yes. You are suing the seller of your home, Michael Bonacci, for $5,000 for a new roof, which actually exceeds that, but that's the statutory maximum. Because according to you, he misrepresented the newness or value of the new roof he sold the house with.
Correct.
All right, what happened here?
I looked at the house in March. It was advertised as a brand new roof, and being a single woman, I figured that would save me a lot of aggravation later on. And
I don't know what that has to do with you being a single woman, but okay.
So I looked at it. It was advertised as a brand new roof. So then,
apparently you think us non-single women somehow have roofers under our roof, and I don't know where you got that one from, but go ahead.
So I went ahead, put an offer in the house. The defendant accepted it.
Did you have it inspected?
I did.
Who'd you have it inspected by?
An inspection through my realtor.
Yes.
Right.
And so do you have the inspection report?
Not with me.
What did the inspection report say about the roof?
He said it looked fine because when we looked at it in March, there was still snow on it, and he said without lifting up the shingles, he wouldn't have been able to tell that I had future problems. Why didn't you just go lift up the shingles? I don't know.
Okay, so go on.
So I had a closing of May 5th on the house. I moved in on May 22nd, the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. My next door neighbor knocked on my door and said, "You're missing shingles." I have a picture to show.
Yeah, let me see. All that was missing?
Correct.
Oh, so had it blown off in a storm or something?
It must have.
Okay.
We hadn't had any wind or any storm since.
Well, you had to have, because you didn't buy the house that way. How did that?
That is correct.
So where were those shingles when you did you ever go up on the roof? No.
No.
Did somebody else go up on the roof?
I had another roofer.
Okay, so did they find all those shingles on the roof?
Correct.
They did. They found them on the roof. Okay.
Because I had only been in the house 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, so what do you do?
A friend of mine who does roofing came the next day, fixed it for me.
Did you end up with a leak or no?
Yes.
Before or after your friend came there?
After. Because there was another part of the roof, the valley.
Oh, on a different part, not on this part?
Correct.
Okay, when did you end up with a leak?
On the 8th of June.
And then what happened?
I was upset. So I started getting estimates on roofing.
Is this your first home?
Being single, yes.
Okay. I presume that means that your prior mates took care of stuff like that?
My ex-husband did.
Ex-husband took
Correct.
care of stuff like that? All right.
Correct.
So go on.
So I called different roofing companies to get an estimate because I figured if I got that leak, I'm bound to get more.
An estimate on what?
To get a new roof put on.
A whole new roof?
Mm-hmm. So I had 3 people come over. 2 actually showed. One of the gentlemen said he could do a re-roof, but he couldn't guarantee I would not get any more leaks.
Did you see that chuckle that we both gave immediately? Okay.
So I had him do a complete tear off.
You did?
I did, only for my peace of mind. And it's guaranteed for 25 years.
Okay. When you said he could do a re-roof, but he couldn't guarantee, do you mean, what is it you mean?
With a re-roof, he would have just shingles. He just would have put new shingles over the present shingles. Complete tear off, he brought it down to the plywood.
What does down to the plywood mean? Did he rip out the plywood?
Yes.
And then put new plywood on?
Not new plywood, but more the black paper. I don't know what they actually call it. I have the pictures of him doing the roof.
So he didn't change the plywood at all?
Correct.
All right, who did the roof?
Well, actually, friends and family. We have it's a good story. I mean, I don't do this for a living. It's a project that I wanted to take on for personal reasons. And with the roof, we did have a roofing contractor.
When you say personal reasons, what do you mean?
Well, what happened was I originally got into this because my brother wanted me to do it many years ago, and I declined. And during his first flip of a house, he ended up passing away from complications. And I missed
complications from something separate
from an operation.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And I missed that opportunity to spend time with him, and I said, I'm going to try to do this again. I regretted missing that time, so we have done 4 or 5 houses now since then. Well, me and anybody from my family that wants to volunteer. You know,
okay,
I fund the project.
Whose financial project is it?
It's
yours. And then, so
100%.
What do? You pay them wages for helping? Or?
They just come all and help. It's family and friends, and we just get together and do stuff like that just to enjoy ourselves.
You don't pay them?
I pay them with food.
You pay them with food?
They get paid with food.
I remember the days you could just like have somebody help you move with like a 6-pack.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's still alive and well in our town.
Alive and well in your, okay, and in your family. I don't know. I think you're abusive, but anyway, no.
So do you think roofers typically take advantage of women more than men? What do you say? I'm going to go to the back right over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to grab it.
Yes, I think that they expect that we don't know about roofing, but most of us.
Okay. What do you say?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I would think so. It's easier to make money on people who don't necessarily know.
Okay, God, I thought she was going to sing Raindrops or something. Going inside the courtroom.
What experience do you have doing roofs?
So I have 0 experience doing a roof, but a friend of my cousin's is a roofer by trade. He volunteered to help us, got us started on the project, stayed with us through the project, and took it to the end. And
okay, but he didn't do your roof for free.
He helped us do it. He absolutely helped us do it.
Okay, he was there the whole time, though.
He was there. I can show you some pictures if you wouldn't mind.
Are you going to point to the roofer in it?
I'm going to point to me on the roof.
Okay.
It's interesting stuff. And then the finished product of the roof, if you don't mind.
So you bought the house. Do you mind telling me like how the flip went? Like, I don't know.
It went good. It's a fun process. It's a fun, intriguing process.
So you bought it for what?
$26,000.
And then you put in a bunch of money and you renovated it and you were able to sell it for $69,000.
Correct.
Okay.
We were asking substantially more than that, but you know, time was going by and the winter had gone by, and we just wanted to get our money out of it, so we sold it for that price.
This is the way it looked before?
Right. So what happened was we decided that we could patch a roof. Now, we already started tearing it up in that picture that you're looking at. We could patch a roof, but there were so many layers there that it wasn't going to pass anybody's inspection, so we decided to do a complete tear-off on the roof.
Okay, but you didn't tear up the plywood?
No.
And neither did her guy?
Right.
So the plywood had to be good?
Right. And what we did from there, we felt papered where you felt paper, and we put fire and ice. It's a coating for the ice parts of the roof, and we shingled.
It's a cute house. Is the house?
Yes.
It's adorable. Are you happy otherwise?
I am. I really am.
Okay, so tell me why you're suing him. Because
I felt I was misled, and it was false advertising when they said a brand new roof. I should not have leaking. If it's a brand new roof, I should have at least 25 years of...
Okay, did you get a warranty from him on the roof?
No.
Right, the answer specifically no.
Correct.
That's how you bought it. That's your contract. No warranty. In fact, on the sale of this home was as is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, which also means specifically no warranty. Then you had an inspector look at it, and the inspector said, looks good, right? And then something goes wrong, and you're surprised that the prior owner says, see you later?
But he told me,
Miss Rainieri, you do not have a leg to stand on. Welcome to home ownership as a single woman. Stuff comes up, and then you got to fix it. And then more stuff comes up, and then you got to fix it. and then more stuff comes up, and then you got to fix it. But the good news is that then more stuff will come up and then you got to fix it. Now, the bad news is more stuff will come up and then you got to fix it.
Can I show you my pictures, what the roofer had pointed out when he did the work? And I've got a piece of the shingle.
No, and let me explain why.
Okay.
It's not because I am unkind, it's because it just doesn't matter.
Okay.
For you to be able to collect against him, he has to have breached a duty that he owes you. And you get that by a warranty, which you acknowledge. Not only do you not have a warranty, he specifically said no warranty. Those were the terms that you negotiated to get the house at the price that you got it. So no, you can't turn around now and pretend that there's a roofing warranty on a house that there wasn't one. Especially not when you had an arm's length transaction of the inspector coming and looking at it and saying, looks good, because how are you going to prove that there was some latent defect that he knew about and was trying to cheat you with when your own guy says it looks good? Verdict for the defendant. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, here comes the homeowner with the bad news, and she gave you good news too, but it was the same as the bad news.
Yes.
So what's your feeling on this whole thing now?
I'm glad it's done. Next time I'll get a warranty.
You wouldn't have gotten one, I don't think, at that price.
Correct.
Right? So it was kind of the negotiation there. You got a lower price, but you're spending it now.
Right, lesson learned.
So how is it? Do you have any regrets about
Not at
anything?
all. I love my house.
You look like a very cute house in the picture. All right, head right down this
Thank
way.
you.
Good luck in the house. All right, so come on in here. That was a fun project for you to do the roof, but it doesn't seem like it was too much fun for her.
No, and actually I feel bad that she had issues with it. It's not the intent that we had for it. I hate that it had to go to this length, but, justice served.
Yeah, as the judge said, you didn't owe her any duty, so did you know that coming in here? Were you worried that you might lose this case?
I wasn't worried, but at the same time, you got to follow through on these types of things, and that's a responsible thing to do, and that's the approach I took.
That's why some of us live in apartments. Harvey?
I got to tell you something, Kurt. If you're buying a house or anything you're buying with a roof over it, get the roof checked. That is a really high-ticket item, and it's important to get a qualified roof for somebody who is licensed to look at it, evaluate it, and let you know what's up.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we dive deep into the bracket as it stands and give our predictions moving forward. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.